Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your location. Today's breaking news: panic in Lagos as Simon Ekpa proposed lockdown on Igbo shop in Lagos in the coming months of April. Yeah, if today's your first time of coming across our channel, please do us a favor to like, share, also comment. Yeah, lockdown in Lagos proposed by Simon Ekpa coming up next month, April 2023. The date have not been announced yet. After the news, a lot of people have been panicking that Simon Ekpa is locking down Lagos, that has no right to lock down Lagos. But they don't want Igbo people to live in Lagos. They just want Igbo people to be suffering in Lagos. That's the reason why we're locking down Lagos. And Lagos is going to be locked down on Igbo shops and around Lagos as well, in a way of protest that of injustice meted against Igbo people and burning their shops. They don't want Igbo people to live in Lagos, and also they don't want them to do their businesses as well. It's destroying businesses of Igbos, and also Igbo people are the one, so they are the one making Lagos a better place now that people are rushing into to live. They have a lot of businesses there, of which people supposed to admire what Igbo people are doing. Just listen to this interview after the tweet from Simon Ekpa. Somebody had an interview on Sahara Reporters about Igbo's lockdown in Lagos and their shops. Listen and give us a comment on what you think about this issue. Thank you.
Adewale, it's a pleasure having you on Sahara TV. Recently, in a recent statement, actually on his Twitter handle, the leader of the armed wing of the Pan-Igbo Biafra group has imposed a sit-at-home curfew on Lagos, southwest Nigeria. What's your view on this recent pronouncement by Simon Ekpa?
Well, I saw the tweet and I wanted to reconfirm. I went to the page and I listened to the broadcast. And Simon Ekpa is saying that he will impose sit-at-home in Lagos, and that sit-at-home must be obeyed by Igbo people in Lagos, that Igbo traders, Igbo workmen must not go out on a particular date. First of all, I think in terms of global standards, we must recognize we must not take away the right of people to protest in whatever form, provided the protest is not violent. But I also think there are fundamental issues, around the organization that is issuing the order. This is an organization that we know has been involved in a string of violence, in some parts of the country. So there is genuine cause for worry when such an organization is saying that it will impose a sit-at-home in Lagos. And I also listening to him, he was saying that he will mobilize members of Eastern Nigeria Security Network to enforce that sit-at-home to protect the Igbo people in Lagos. But I think as journalists, we should not be carried away by symptoms. We should rather be also concerned about the disease itself. And I think what we are seeing is that Nigeria as a country is shrinking. State institutions are shrinking, and it is producing the beast in all men and women. There is no man that hasn't got his own beast instinct. When people are pushed to the wall, they come out with all sort of rash decisions, rash actions in order to express themselves. We should not forget that we fought a civil war, that ended in 1970. The question we should ask ourselves, is, have we been able to resolve the national question? When Nigeria was brought together in 1914, was it out of the free will and aspirations of all the ethnic groups in Nigeria. Even when the 3 regions were created in the 1950s, were the people duly consulted? Did they actually take a decision to be where they were posted? States were also created by military fiat. People are grouped into territories out of their own without consultation with them. So these things continue to breed a lot of violence across the country. And when we are talking about the fact that the country is shrinking, we have to take a look about the fact that a lot of people these days, they are not, I give you 2 examples. People are no longer interested in having their children go to school outside their own dominion. People are born in Lagos, they want to raise their children in Lagos. They are afraid to send their children, for instance, to go and school in the east or to go and school in the north. People in the north are afraid to send their children to come and school in the south. People want to go to the Narates primary school to them, the Narates secondary school to them, the Narates university to them. So in a way, we are shrinking back into our primordial enclaves. And there are reasons for this. Because you just look at the problem of security. You know, if I travel here from, here to Abuja, how secure I am. And it's not individuals who are supposed to provide security. It is the function of the state. And also when we are looking about in terms of providing social amenities, the essentials of life, food, clothing, and education, health, the state is failing in its responsibilities. In fact, what is happening is that we are shifting those responsibilities to individuals. For instance, people in House of Assembly, in the Senate, they are entitled to what they call constitutional allowance. They provide roads, they provide water, they provide street light for the masses, they provide health, they pay school fees. So gradually, the citizens' loyalty is shifting away from the state to individuals. So when people have shift their alliance to individuals, and it means that the capacity of the state, the strength of the state, the grandeur, the strength, the loyalty to the state will diminish. And we are going to have a situation where there will be strong individuals and very weak institutions. So I think for us to address this problem, we should not just look at the order given by APOP. We have to take a holistic look at the fundamental problems confronting Nigeria, which is the national question. And in resolving this national question, we have to listen to all shades of opinions, even extremists, even liberal elements, conservative elements. We have to sit down together before it is too late so that we can listen to all dissenting opinions and then look for a way to address the grievances of those that are involved in this clamor for address of the ethnic nationality question.
It bears to say also, that Simon Ekpa also imposed the sit-at-home order here on the Igbos in Lagos. Yeah. And he also announces the relocation of Igbo businesses, which some have actually termed as an attempt at economic sabotage. More worrisome is the fact that the Yoruba leaders and the authorities in Lagos have kept a mute indifference as far as this issue is concerned. Is that not a cause for worry, considering the antecedents of the activities of IPOB in the Southeast, when the Southeast governors also did not take proactive actions?
Yeah.
When those
I think if you look at the history of IPOB did not start as a violent organization. I remember that around 2016, that Nnamdi Kanu organized a mass rally where a lot of people came on the streets, thousands of people, and then there was confrontation with military men. Many of them were killed. IPOB claimed about 150 people were killed. The state says less than that, of people were killed. But the fact of the matter was that some people were killed. And I think that led to the upsurge in IPOB taking up arms resistance against the state. So I think the issue was not well handled ab initio. I think there is this concept that when once an organization emerges and it asks questions about the structure of the state, this is the question of power. The solution should be to attack them, to bring down the organization, to establish the organization, to clamor the organization, to ensure that the organization dies. But the fact of the matter is that if people are fighting for ideas, it's always very difficult to suppress that idea. So I think, for me, I believe in constructive negotiation, constructive engagement, and I also think that it is also true that IPOB cannot claim to represent the aspirations and fears of every Igbo person. But you cannot take away the fact that IPOB is a mainstream organization in the southeast. So if they are issuing a threat, it is important for us not to sit back, to sit as a big challenge that the state governors in the southwest must wake up, because we are talking about harassment terrorism. We are talking about Boko Haram terrorism, and then are now compounded, with people threatening to come and cause instability in Lagos. Because from our own perspective, there is a lot of things that we need to share in common with our brothers from the southeast. If you go to Lagos here, by the time you see about 5 houses, at least you see an Igbo man living there. Go to the market, you see an Igbo man, you see a Yoruba man. In the workplaces, in faith organizations, faith-based organizations, we are all there. We are so integrated. And I think there has been a kind of offset in intermarriages between Igbos and Yoruba in the past 3 decades. So we have to look at the strength. While some people like Ekpa may be emphasizing the weaknesses, for some of us we have to look at the strength. We have to look at the lowest common factor that binds us together, which is poverty, which is hunger, which is exclusion, which I think if you see any Igbo man on the street, unless he writes his name, on his forehead, we won't know whether it's an Igbo man or it's a Yoruba man. Especially people that are from Ekiti, Ondo, all those areas. You hardly be able to distinguish whether they are Igbo or Yoruba people. So if there is violence, at the end of the day, it's an easy way that to blow no one any good. So I think calling for sit-at-home in Lagos, for me, a lot of people will see it as overstepping their bounds, because Lagos is not an extension of Biafra. So, and if you want to call for sit-at-home, you have the legitimate right to do that in the southeast. And I believe that in the next few hours, next few days, I believe the mainstream Igbo organizations will come out to speak against that request, that people should stay at home. We are going to bring armed men to Lagos and all that. I think that's a call to anarchy. I will call on our people to be calm, to restrain themselves, and not to be carried away by the euphoria of a speeches being made by Ekpa. I believe we should continue to see ourselves as brothers, to see that we all want humanity, that shares a lot of things in common, and we should not allow these divisive elements to polarize us. We should look for the lowest common factors that can unite us, so that we can come together as one unified energy to confront evil as human beings, not as divided ethnic groups. We and Yoruba people share in common, that we can work together. Even when you are talking about the national question, if you are talking about the structuring, a lot of Igbo people share this aspiration with their Yoruba brothers. So I think what is most important is for us to look for the middle course where we can come together to challenge our common problems, as one people. I believe even if there is Biafra today and there is Oodua Republic, we still have a lot of things to share together. Look at the old Yugoslavia. USSR broke into about 12 nations. They still relate together in the area of sports, in the areas of economy, in the areas of culture. A lot of them. In fact, there are a lot of Yoruba words that will find the same thing, in the Igbo language. So a lot of things bind us together, and I think we have to look at our strength instead of emphasizing on our weaknesses.
There are little or no compliance as far as this order is concerned in Lagos, but some have also, and in your comment earlier, you said that instead of us looking at the symptoms, we need to go deep into the root causes of this. And considering there is questions have been raised about the legitimacy of him actually issuing such kind of threat, this had arisen due to the fact that there were those who were actually finding the embers of discord and ethnic discord prior to the elections, and what happened during the elections, especially the Lagos State gubernatorial elections, where Igbos are targeted. I mean, why are we not even addressing those core issues?
Yeah, well, you see, there are always fringe elements in every society. But you have to look at the fundamentals. What happened in the presidential election was that Peter Obi won Lagos. And I don't think those votes were from, Igbo people alone. There are a lot of Yoruba people that voted for Peter Obi. And of course, according to Southwest, the Labour Party recorded some votes, apart from Lagos State. And don't also forget that the governor of Osun State, his mother is Igbo. his wife is Igbo, and eventually he won the election, you know, under PDP. Also in Ondo State, Akeredolu is married to, you know, an Igbo person. And in Lagos State House of Assembly, we also have Igbos who are voted for, you know, by the people of Lagos. And also, I think even this House of Rep, you know, there is somebody, so I think from either South, who has won election into the House of Rep in Lagos State. So the fact of the matter is that I don't think the Labour Party candidate lost because of his parentage. I think it has to do with the quality of his campaign team, you know, the messaging of his campaign team, the strategy of his campaign team, the media strategy of his campaign team, the campaign strategy of his campaign team. And I think those are the factors. And the fact that, you know, don't forget that when you have an incumbent governor has been there for 4 years, and somebody wants to compete with him, who just came about 3 months ago, it's not going to be easy in terms of resources, in terms of networking, in terms of ability to galvanize, you know, the people to, you know, to come out to vote for a particular candidate. So it has not always been easy to defeat somebody who's in power. Don't forget that Agbaje contested several times, and you know, he had, you know, a lot of people came out to vote, and he has been there. You know, he was in ACN, he was in AC, and eventually he could not win. You know, not to talk about a new party, a new person who was really unknown in terms of, if you are talking about the history of Lagos in the past 20 years, nobody ever had that name. Either the level of rallies, demonstrations, protests, maybe apart from NSAS. So it's not enough credential for you to come out to think that you can just sway, you know, the vote in your favor. So people need to look at a lot of factors that were responsible for the outcome of the last election. So I think I will expect him to learn from that lesson. You should not expect that the first time you are coming out, they just win, you know, just like that. Buhari contested for so how many times? Look at Ekiti State. Fayemi contested, and for about 3.5 years, he had to wait before he could get back his mandate. And of course, at the time he was, you know, he lost the election again. He had to go back for another 4 years before he came back to win the election. So it's a complex game. Election is a complex game. It's not a one-off race. And if you want to build a good future, you need to be very careful in your utterances and the way you handle the initial failure, the initial setback, for you to be able to bounce back, you know, to, you know, win the heart of the people.
Mr. Adewale, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for watching, and please do us a favor to like, share, also comment, and tell us what you think about this issue in locking down Lagos. See you later. Bye for now.